Friends, today's NRI Samay program from Los Angeles brought to you commercial free by listeners like you. Your generous donations make possible for us to stay commercial free, and today's show is pre-recorded. If you have a question for the guest, please send an email to nrisamay@gmail.com. We will follow up with the guest and find the answer for you. Thank you for your support.
Friends, welcome back to NRI Samay. This is Sri Hari, your host for today's show. Today we are going to discuss about an important issue that most part of the India is facing, actually most part of the world. It is about sexual harassment, especially on women. There is a small group of people who are actually doing something very unique to address this issue. Today we have with us Saloni Malhotra, who is one of the co-founders of an initiative called Safe City. So we'll hear from her what Safe City does. Saloni, welcome to NRI Samay. Okay, could you give me just a very short background about your whereabouts and what you do?
So my name is Saloni. I'm a co-founder of Safe City, which is a citizens initiative. And by citizens initiative, I mean that Safe City is really a platform where we are featuring various initiatives that people are taking up to change the situation of sexual abuse and harassment in public spaces. And Safe City is a pan-India initiative. We have 4 co-founders, 2 work from Delhi and 2 from Bombay.
I see.
And we have volunteers in every city.
And who are the other 3 co-founders?
From Delhi, there is Aditya Kapoor, and he runs an organization called Media as You. And in Bombay, we have Surya. She has a corporate job, and Elsa, who also has a corporate job.
I see. And where are you located, and what do you do apart from the Safe City, or is this your full time?
No, we're all volunteers, and we work part time on this idea. I currently am based out of Sweden, and I'm doing a course on social innovation in the digital context, which is essentially to grow the idea of Safe City.
I see. So you are in Sweden right now?
Right now I'm in India for this week, but otherwise on vacation, but otherwise I live in Sweden.
I see. Excellent. And how did you all 4 came together?
So Elsa, Surya and I met at a program called the Swedish Institute Management Program in 2012, and Aditya is a friend of mine from earlier. So that's how we all got together, because we all felt strongly for this idea, and we started last year on the 26th of December. So Safe City is now actually 1 year old as of this week.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you.
Okay. Can you tell a little bit more about Safe City? How exactly does it work? And you also mentioned that you have volunteers in every city, right? What does it mean? What do they do? How do they contribute?
Sure. So our idea of Safe City is that first of all, we need to bring the data in public domain about where this harassment is happening, because often we see is that the same people are harassing women or other people in the same sort of locations. So if you see, there are hotspots in every city, a particular metro station, a particular bus stop, a particular poorly lit alley. They are all sort of hotspots. So we're saying, first of all, bring that data out in the public domain. The second aspect is, so as you can see on the home page, there's a big map where you can see all of this data that is coming in. The second aspect is something called the Safe City Sundays, where we're saying that we encourage citizens to stand up and fix the problem in their area. So I don't care about the rest of the country or the rest of the city, but I care about the area from my house to my office, or around my house or my office, because that matters to me. It impacts me directly. So we encourage citizens to sort of stand up and fix whatever issue they're seeing through that data. It could be bad lighting, it could be lack of public transport, it could be a deserted street, it could be a too crowded street. We don't know, whatever the issue is. And the third aspect is, which is the knowledge section of the website, where we encourage people to write. We share numbers of NGOs that people can get in touch with, police services that people can get in touch with, laws, things of practical use that you need if you were to actually make a formal report to the police.
I see. I'm sorry, lost track. What was the first one? Is just reporting the incident?
The first is reporting the incident and mapping it so that you can see hotspots in every city.
I see.
The second is the Safe City Sunday, and the third is the knowledge section.
Okay, great. And you said you have volunteers, so what exactly do they do?
The volunteers in different cities do different things, and we are bringing in a concept of volunteerism where we are saying that contribute with whatever you can. If you only want to contribute once, you can. So we have a huge list of things that we are putting up. You can contribute to just commenting on articles on behalf of Safe City online. If you want to contribute more, like we have this girl called Niharika Jain who volunteers with us in Delhi. She's built a huge team herself, and they've gone from college to college on a campaign to report 100 unsafe areas in Delhi NCR. Then we have volunteers who help us do the website, the logo, the mobile application. So every aspect of Safe City is through a volunteer, because we believe that these conversations are more important, our contributions are more important. It's not just about, standing up and saying that this has to be done. People have to change their attitude, and they only do when they participate in it.
I see. Can you tell about how exactly the reporting works, reporting part of the Safe City when a citizen encounters a harassment? How exactly
so,
report?
Right. It's a very simple procedure. You just need to go to the, there are many ways to report. One of the simpler ways is to go to the website. There is a three-step procedure. You give a title to whatever your story is. You choose a location and a category. So there are 9 categories on the website. Like it starts with as simple as ogling, then groping, then whistling, then, actual rape. So you can give a category, you can give a location. Those are the 2 important information that we ask for. And apart from that, a description of what exactly happened. Your name, contact details, etc. If you wish to provide, you can leave it on the website. However, if you think that you want to be anonymous, then you can leave that section blank. And that's it. So it takes less than 5 minutes to report actually. And if you're writing a story, if you just want to give the location and the category, then it takes less than a minute to report. And you can also report using Twitter, Facebook, and we are soon coming out with a mobile version.
I see. So people can report via Facebook?
Yes, they can report via Facebook as well.
Okay. So does it mean they go to your Facebook page and just leave a message there?
They can leave a message there. That's an easy way to do it, but they have to give a category and the location. That's most important. Without that, the report never goes live. I
see. And I'm looking at your website. I see that you posted these stories that you were talking about. Some of them,
right.
They don't have proper address, right? For example, they say Kochi in Kerala. So
right.
Isn't it hard to identify the hotspots if they are so generic?
No, they would have marked the exact location. So I think this is read Kochi, but it's actually, if you look at the report, it will say on a map a specific area.
Oh, it's showing, okay. And
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, in the text it will just say, yeah.
So part of reporting, they have to go to the map and they identify exact location, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I see. Great. I think this is very useful. From a victim perspective, once they enter this information, what happens then from their perspective? Does somebody contact
So we are not, nowhere have we said, and whenever anyone writes to us also, we always write back to say that we can't help with individual cases, though we do connect individual cases with respective NGOs. Like we got a case from Ooty right now, and we found a reliable person in Ooty and connected them with connected two together. But Safe City will not solve any specific case or issue. We are more interested in identifying a trend and a systemic sort of defect, and that needs to be fixed instead of individual cases.
Nice.
So what we will work on is with the police to clean up a area, to make better lighting happen, to make the transport system. So what is the change that needs to happen in that area? If many people are saying the same thing, we want to solve those problems. But individual cases, currently we don't have the capacity to manage.
Absolutely.
And we also feel there are a lot of NGOs that are working on things like that.
Yeah.
So
Once you provide
we
the
would leave that to the
information, they can contact themselves, right? Once you provide all this.
Right.
So, give me an example, or maybe a hypothetical scenario. If you see like 5 or 10 issues at the same bus stop, for example, in a city,
right.
Then what is the next step from your point of view? Do you contact the local police, or is it up to the police people to come to the website and look at it?
No, I think we can't expect the police to come to the website and look at it. So if we see that there are many reports coming from the same place, then that's when we encourage and ask one volunteer in that local region to take ownership of the issue and do whatever is the next step that is required.
Nice.
So, like we saw some incidences, I think, in Hyderabad once. So we had one volunteer sort of take charge of that. But I think today we are still very small in terms of the data points, and they are very anecdotal. We need at least 100,000 points of data to be able to make any analysis or trends like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we are still in the data collection phase, and I think that phase will kick in now this year when we have more data points. Then it will kick in. And
so it's up to the people to come to this website or Twitter or Facebook and report the issues, right? So so how do you plan to reach to more people or create more awareness?
There are many different things that we're doing. One of them is PR, like I'm talking to you. Many people will hear about it, talk about it.
Yeah.
Hopefully. So when we get some good PR, we see there's a lot of traffic that comes to the website, and there are more reports that come in. So PR definitely helps a lot. The second thing that we're doing is that, like I mentioned, Niharika in Delhi, she and her team were going to colleges and talking about it and getting people to report. The third thing, we're thinking of doing 4 or 5 different campaigns that will sort of, encourage people to come and report. So those are all in the pipeline. The first campaign went live. It's called 100 Unsafe Areas in Delhi NCR, which we are running with another organization called YPOL. So we are forming these partnerships with other NGOs as well to run on-ground campaigns, offline campaigns that will encourage more people to report.
I see. Excellent. So that's the reason you need more volunteers, right? One is to go to the colleges and create the awareness, make people to respond, and maybe some other technical help, or contacting the police, local police, and engaging them. So if somebody who is listening to this show, if they want to be a volunteer, where should they start?
They can start by emailing us on info@safecity.in, or they can just look at the website. There's a new page that we've created in various ways in which people can volunteer. They can help us since your listeners are all outside India. They can help us with a lot of activities we have online, and just encourage people to come and report. If anybody who's gone through any harassment in recent times, just encourage them to report.
I see.
Friends, NRI Samay is a non-profit independent alternate media from Los Angeles, USA, which brings positive stories from grassroots activists from all corners of India and across the world. If you have any interesting episode you would like NRI Samay to cover, we will be happy to do so. NRI Samay would also like to encourage amateur journalists who have a flair for highlighting current events. You can be part of our citizen journalist team. You could cover an important event, interview victims of an atrocity, or document an inspirational story. The idea is to have a mix of experience throughout all parts of the world, preferably supported by an audio or a video clip of your story to be aired, which will be the curtain raiser. You can also submit your opinion articles on important topics to NRI Samay. We will be happy to put it on nrisamay.com in the opinion section. All your work will be credited only to you. And if you're interested, please send an email to nrisamay@gmail.com.
And I know you're still relatively new organization, but is there any kind of success story that you can share with us?
I think for us, the success story which we consider is we started as a citizens initiative. A lot of people told us that it's not even an organization. How will you sustain yourself? But we are 1 year old and we are growing strong. The last campaign that we did with DVC, none of the founders were part of the campaign. It was all run by volunteers. And I think that is a success because we wanted to engage people. We wanted to engage people to come forward and to keep doing their bit, to not let this fire die down that, you know how it is. For 1 week, we are all very excited. We go out on the streets, we protest. And then next week, what happens? Everybody forgets and gets back busy with their lives. But we're seeing that more and more volunteers after 1 year are coming forward and saying we want to do our little bit because we want this problem solved. We want to be able to walk safely and freely on the streets of India. And I think that the volunteer base is just growing. That means conversations are growing around that. And I think that is success for us.
I see. And I was more asking in terms of was there any action taken based on your initiative or anybody got...
So right now, like I mentioned, we're too small for that. We're only 1 year old.
Right.
And we need these conversations to grow because only then reporting will become, first nature to us. Right now, reporting itself is not first nature.
Yeah, absolutely.
So once that data comes in, only then we can make those analyses and, go back to the authorities.
Yeah. And you mentioned that there is an option to enter phone number and also the name of the victim, right? And so you said it's optional, but if they enter it, then you show that information. Do you block any of that, or you all the information like phone number? Actually, I don't even see.
No, Karan. Yeah, you won't see them on the website, I think.
Oh, but
we have it in our database.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I want to ask about a couple of questions about a related topic, but not related to Safe City itself.
Sure.
There is a lot of awareness that created in last maybe 1 year, especially after the infamous gang rape in New Delhi.
Right.
And I also hear that there is a chance of using pepper spray, which is common in US, and
Sorry, what is common in the US?
Girls carrying a pepper spray. So if somebody attacks,
yes.
Or actually, I just read about brand new innovation. I guess I never heard of it before. It's called electronic undergarments. Actually, I don't even know how it works, but the point I wanted to make is there's new technology-related, devices or solutions coming up, especially for the issue of sexual harassment. What do you think of this? How do you think this is going to be useful?
So honestly, the way we look at it, we look at some of these things is that the whole problem is a wicked problem, which means it doesn't have one solution. It has many solutions. There are many people involved. And there are some solutions which are more short-term. There are some which are more long-term. Our focus at Safe City is more preventive strategy, where we are saying that why should anybody even think that they will get harassed? Why should they even go through harassment? And we want that change to happen. So all these in our mind are short-term sort of solutions, pepper spray or electronic undergarments or whatever. And I'm not sure how some of these can be used because, like, if you take a mobile app, right, in an SOS situation, by the time you open your mobile phone with a passcode and you open the app and you trigger that signal, it's too late for you sometimes.
Yeah.
So I think it also depends on an individual. If they are very cautious and they are very scared, they may want to use it, or they know they're in a high-risk area, they may want to use it. But for everyday use, I really don't know how some of these things can be, can be used. So
I mean, the technology part, you are based on the technology itself, right? And your initiative is based on the Google Map and the website and how people go on either a website or on their mobile phones and then they report these issues.
Right.
So are there any other technologies out there which kind of give some excitement that they can also be used in an effective way?
There are technologies that are coming out, and I mean, there's a lot of focus on, different people are doing different things. There's a lot of focus on, an alert or reaction to things when someone harasses you.
Yeah.
Or when someone tries to rape you or whatever. There are also technologies which are being used for more preventive things. That you're saying, let that situation not occur.
Yeah.
Let bystanders stand up. So I think everything is required at a certain level, and it depends on who is comfortable using what. But there's no one solution that will solve this problem.
Absolutely.
Friends, NRI Samay is a non-profit independent alternate media from Los Angeles, USA, which brings positive stories from grassroots activists from all corners of India and across the world. NRI Samay does not rely on corporate funding and our shows are commercial free. We only rely on your donations. Corporate funded media is driven by the TRP rating and profits are blurring the distinction between news and entertainment. Why do our news channels talk so much about cricket, movies, accidents, popular figures' personal lives, babies of heroines, gossips, etc., while they should be covering the struggles of people, inequality in our society, rural issues, and border security issues? Why did our media raise some corruption crusaders to the sky on one day and shut them off completely when graft charges were raised on those corporate sponsors? Media relies so much on the corporate funding and government blessings that they cannot report independently. NRI Samay is different. We don't accept funds from any corporations and hence our shows are commercial free. We completely rely on donations from you. Please consider donating to NRI Samay and please go to nrisamay.com and donate generously. This is the only way together that we can continue NRI Samay. All donations are kept transparent on nrisamay.com. And if you have any questions, please write to nrisamay@gmail.com.
And from your experience, do you think most of the urban folks using your website or rural folks? I would imagine urban people, right?
We have all over actually. Honestly, when we just launched the website last year, we were very surprised. We got so much data from Kerala.
I see.
Because, so it's all over. We've got data from little towns. Like if you see the website and you'll see little towns. Honestly, I've worked in rural areas, but I've not heard of some of those towns myself.
Yeah.
Because they're in different parts of the country. And so we've got data from everywhere, which goes to show that this is not a geography-linked problem.
Mm.
It's not a Delhi problem. It's not that any city or town or village is insulated from it. So, and to include more rural areas or places which don't have connectivity, they're also coming out with an IVR line, so people can just call and report.
Oh, okay. So there is a phone number they can just call and report, and that shows up on the.
Yeah, we had that earlier. We took it down for some time. Now we are coming back with another version of it.
Okay. Can you share that?
Yeah.
How it's going to look like? The other version.
It's just a phone number, and you just call, and you have to answer 2 questions: the category and the location. And if you want to give a description, it's optional.
I see. So it records and then somebody manually picks it up and puts it on the map, right?
Yes. So we were actually trying to work out the operational procedure in the back end for it. That's why it's down right now. And
And so for next year, you mentioned volunteers going to colleges or other crowded areas and try to bring more awareness. But any other online marketing or anything else you are trying to use? Because the reason I'm asking is
we are gonna.
The urban folks maybe it's easier to reach, but rural folks, how do you plan to reach?
Well, I think we are planning campaigns that can effectively sort of reach out to more and more people. Our main target is young people who travel using public transport. So we're thinking of campaigns that can be targeted. We're still working. So I think by March we'll finalize what campaigns we're going to run. And then from April onwards, we're going to run these 4-5 campaigns to make sure that we reach out and reach at least 100,000 stories on the website.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that will be a very good thing. If you have so much data, then you can really look at the data and say, you know what, these are the real problem areas, and then people can pitch in, and then they can, report.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Outside, I mean, you mentioned that it's not one solution that will fix everything, which I really agree, and that's actually, we have to look at holistic ways of doing it, and even if it's not one way of fixing everything. So I would imagine that your system also would have some kind of limitation, especially when reaching rural folks. So putting Safe City aside, let's not talk about how Safe City will solve the rural issues, but let's talk in general. I just want to pick your brain. What do you think? How do you think the sexual harassment in rural areas can be addressed? I'm asking in a general way, not specific initiative.
Absolutely, I understand your question. I think the most important thing is that we need to make we need more conversations really, and make girls stronger. Today, the girls often don't have a system where if they were to get abused, they don't know how to either protect themselves or how to take the next step to bring the culprit, to even seek any justice. So we did this little exercise actually where we tried to find out the causes for harassment, right? We have to target the root of the problem. And unfortunately, and I did this exercise with boys from different parts of the world. There were Bangladeshis, people from Jordan, from Pakistan, from various countries, Indians. The unfortunate thing is that it has got nothing to do with the girls. And
I'm sorry, what is the exercise you said you did?
This exercise of why do girls get harassed? Why do men want to harass women?
So you were
what are the causes?
A survey or something?
No, we didn't do a survey. We did like a mind mapping exercise. I got like a bunch of people I knew in the room. And I said, let's just list down, according to your experiences, why do men harass women?
I see.
We got some very, very, strange answers to me as a woman, right? She's too pretty. She's too ugly. She's too smart. She's too dumb. It's entertainment. I don't know how to talk to a girl. It's just biological needs. It could be anything. It's entertaining. As ridiculous as it's entertaining. And now, if those are the reasons why men are harassing women, something is wrong with the value system. So there are 2-3 different ways in which those can be changed. I mean, irrespective of safety, like you were saying. But there are 2-3 ways. One, the conversation has to change. We have to make our girls stronger. And we have to create more role models of stronger girls, where they can stand up for themselves and push these people aside. Because strong people don't get harassed. It's a power play. So I think I would not be in a position right now to say, because I'm also doing my research and trying to find out as to how this problem can be solved. But there is no one solution. That's what it comes down to. And whether you take rural, urban or whatever, it's not geography linked. It's a power play in a man's head mostly. Yeah. That he is more powerful, that he can physically more powerful, mentally more powerful, in status-wise he's more powerful, whatever it is. So you have to make your girl stronger at the end of the day is what my instinctive feeling is.
Yeah, that's absolutely one way of fixing the issue. As you mentioned, there are short-term solutions, there are long-term solutions, and there are preventative solutions, and then there are reactive, more after-the-fact kind of solutions. And one way is to educate people, bring awareness, and I guess systems needs to be stronger, laws needs to be stronger as well.
But I think, the most important thing which I feel also is that you have to enable bystanders. For every one person who wants to harass somebody, there are 10 others who don't want to.
Yeah.
How do we get those 10 activated? How do we make those 10 also more strong so that they stand up? Because when someone takes an action to harass somebody, it's not that the thought has just come to their head. The thought has grown with them over a period of time. And they think it's okay because they will get away with it. Right?
Yeah.
So the friends and the people they hang around with, those bystanders have to take a much larger role. So when I make a lewd joke I make a joke or I make a derogatory comment to a woman, if my friends shame me, then next time I won't. But if my friends encourage me, I will. Right? So we also need to enable those people, those men who don't want to harass anybody, who respect women. We need to make those people also stronger because this value system has to change.
Yeah, that's a very good point you made. That if one person is harassing, there are other 10 other people around, who are just watching probably. Maybe they don't like it, but
right.
Yeah,
they don't like it, but they don't say anything about it. And maybe it's not even harassing, it starts much earlier. Like, I'm sure you would have, when you were growing up with your friends in school or college or whatever, one friend would have made a joke or a dirty comment about a woman. The others will laugh with them.
Yeah.
So instead of laughing, if at that point of time, two people also in that group stand up and say, you can't do this. It's not cool. You cannot do it.
Yeah.
And you stop talking to your own friends. You put pressure. Then they will learn that lesson. But if all the friends laugh, then next time someone else will have the confidence to do it. And I really feel that it's men who will solve this problem. I don't think women can solve this problem.
Yeah, I think the men are a very large part of the problem, so they have to solve it as well. Have you heard of CG Net Swara?
Yes, we are in touch with them.
Oh, Subhranshu, right? Subhranshu Chaudhary.
Yes.
Yeah, they do. They're more focused on rural tribal issues where people just pick up their phone and they can call and leave a voice message. And all these voice messages are on a website called cgswara.net.
Right.
Yeah, when you were saying that, people can call and then report the issues, then I was thinking it's kind of similar, but obviously there are different purposes.
Right.
Okay, excellent. So before we end this conversation, is there any message you would like to give to the listeners or any appeal you want to make?
Yeah, I'd only like to say that, we really need a lot of support because this problem can only be solved if all of us participate with little things that we can do. So whether you have 1 hour in a week or you have 1 hour a day, whatever you can, or you just want to help one time, just come to our website and contact us so that we can work with you to reach out to more people and solve this issue of harassment in public spaces.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a very good message, and also it's a very unique initiative that you have taken up. It sounds very simple, but I think that's the beauty of it. You are identifying the hot spots, and then people. It's very easy for people to report. I think it only takes a few seconds, maybe less than a minute, and then you are putting these on the website on a map. And now more and more people report these hot spots stand up, and then action can be taken. For the one thing I can think of is, for example, if a bunch of folks are sitting in front of a bus stop and making all these nonsense, then more and more people report. At least if you have like 5 or 6 report from a specific bus stand in a town, then it's easy to contact the police and say, hey, you know what, this is happening every day here. Somebody should, maybe a police needs to go and sit there, for a few days at least. So yeah, I think it has a lot of potential. I can see there's a lot of potential, and I think it will grow. I think this has it just needs to reach the people, and then they need to take the first step, which is to report the issue. And
Absolutely.
all right. Thanks, Saloni, for spending time with us and explaining your initiative. And thanks for taking this initiative forward. And I hope more people come and join your effort.
Thank you so much. Thank you for picking our story as well.
All right. Thank you, and have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Friends, if you liked today's show, please go to youtube.com/NRI Samay and click on the subscribe button. You will get notified every time we publish a new show. And you can also like us on our social media sites like Facebook, Twitter and Google+.